Hey everyone, I'm Janika.
Hello everybody, and I'm Doc.
And this is Let's Be Clear with Janika and Doc. And so we just wanted to come on and introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about what our show is going to be about.
So Let's Be Clear with Janika and Doc is a time for us to have a conversation about issues related to mental health, what we see in pop culture, in the news, in the media. Everybody's talking about mental health, but the mental health providers.
Right.
And so I'm a licensed clinical psychologist.
And I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist.
And together, Janika and I have over 30 years of experience. And so while we're not here to provide any kind of clinical or treatment recommendations, if you do think that there's something that we're discussing that sounds like you or that you can relate to, we encourage you to follow up with your direct care provider or with a mental health therapist. But what we're really here to do is to begin to have a more kind of straightforward, direct conversation, discussion about what we see happening, because there's a lot happening in the news.
There's a lot going on, whether it's from, different scandals like R. Kelly, Epstein, Wendy Williams and her divorce, and, different celebrities.
Or even this steady increase of childhood and suicide among teenagers, or even mass shootings. So Janika and I are here to kind of begin to discuss some of these things that we see, and to begin to discuss some of why we think that's happening. So if you kind of think about Dr. Phil is at this end of the spectrum, and the Real and the View are at this end, Let's Be Clear with Janika and Doc is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. So just really open and honest conversation, not super clinical. We do that enough all day, frankly, and that gets boring. So just being able to be honest, authentic, have some conversation, discussion, and hear your thoughts as well on your opinions and what you think is going on, and just to have, like I said, have a discussion.
Have a discussion.
There's a lot of folks who don't have a therapist and don't have a psychiatrist or go see their doctor. And so you're not having these kinds of conversations. You're not discussing things, whether it's personal symptoms or just things you identify with, things that are concerned for you.
Things that are happening in your homes, in your families, and your communities, and your relationships. And so Let's Be Clear with Janika and Doc is a time for us to begin to have, like we've already said, those kind of honest and real, on the level conversations from a more socially, cultural, and sensitive perspective. So follow us below.
Hit subscribe.
Like us on Facebook and Instagram. Let's Be Clear with Janika and Doc. And we have our first official episode dropping in another week. So stay tuned.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.